All right, I think this shit is finally recording. It is finally. Goddamn,
Mm.
finally, my nigga. Finally, it took 15 and a half years,
Right.
but we finally got it. What the hell is up with this arrow, my nigga? What is this? Oh, oh my God! Finally, now pad. Hey,
Stupid.
finally, Jesus Christ! You don't know how long I have been working on this stupid bullshit. Man, but since I guess this is the only way we're going to get this done, welcome everybody to the first official socially conscious St. Louis podcast that is. I am your lovely host, King David, and I am in this piece with my homie, critically acclaimed New York Times best-selling author, world
Alleged.
Rebecca Quarles. Speak to the people, Rebecca. Say hello,
Allegedly.
Becky.
What's going on, man? I got the topics that we are going to discuss today.
My nigga.
Yes,
But before we get into that, man, tell the people about a little bit about yourself.
where do I begin? I hail from the greatest city in America, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, hey, hold on. Beaumont, you know how St. Louis niggas do. Beaumont, 73, nigga.
It's Boulevard, blue jackets.
Right, right.
2002, shout out 2002, and I'm lying in the house. Have moved to another city. They'll probably will be remain disclosed. If y'all crazy people out here looking for me, ain't nobody looking for me. I live in Kansas. It ain't like I went far.
Somebody looking for you. That white lady looking for you. If I see that nigga again. My nigga.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we don't touch on that yet because you did say you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, we gonna get on your white friends. All these damn white people you keep running into. But anyways, yes, this is the author of the Running Away from God series. Family, I'm telling you, I've been promoting this. The books are on some hot fire. And I'm not just saying that because she is my friend. I am saying that because the books are actually good. If the books were good, trust me, I would not be promoting this shit. But I am your host, King David. And again, this is the first episode of the Socially St. Louis.
Yes.
What the fuck is it? God damn it. Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast. I know it's a bit of a tongue twister, nigga. We'll get there, god damn it. We'll get there. And this no holds bar, falls count anywhere, hardcore man. If this was wrestling, this be a knockdown, drag out, good old time slobber knocker like the nigga JR used to say. So it's gonna be a no holds bar type of podcast. And if you ain't ready for that real, I suggest that you tune out now. So, man, the reason why I started this podcast, family, is because people told me that I should start a podcast. And everybody like, hey, you start a podcast. And a couple people's schedules wouldn't line up, and they had some other stuff going on. So when I decided to do it, me and my homie Becky, we always on the phone chopping up some good game. You know what I'm saying? From a wide range of topics to, racism, white supremacy, relationships, entertainment, and everything in between. So we just decided that we gonna do this, and we coming to you live, man. So how you feeling, Rebecca? You feeling good? Good?
Feeling great. Have my little tea, peppermint tea.
My nigga got that peppermint tea on lock.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, damn, who should we start on? Should we start on Tyrese or should we start with Terry Crews?
Well, you gave me the list, so it goes from Terry Crews and then Crybaby Reed.
All right, so Terry Crews, I don't know
Yeah,
if y'all heard, but your boy has been in the media recently coming
yeah.
talking about his experiences in Hollywood as a black man and getting felt upon by white Hollywood executives. So, Terry Crews has been doing interviews lately and he's
Yeah.
been coming out and he's been talking about, his experience and what happened and all the things that he feels about it.
Mhm.
And before I go in, I think I want you to start because I got some shit to say about your boy,
Yeah.
Terry Crews. So,
Dude,
what do you think about this Terry Crews situation? Like, you understand your boy came out and he say he got molested at a party in Hollywood last year in front of his wife by a white male Hollywood executive, and he chose to turn the other cheek because he did not want to seem like the angry black man. Take it away, Becky.
I think that you, at this point, you are not a hero. Like, people are congratulating him like he's a hero. And I just come from a standpoint of, I could care less how much you felt like, oh, you didn't want to be the angry, you don't want to seem like the angry black man and the big black angry man, and I'm going to go to jail and all this other stuff. Now, when I originally heard the story, I thought that it happened when he first came into the game.
Hmm.
But then to find out, and when we were talking last week, to find out, like, homie, this happened last year. Like, I think people would be more susceptible to understanding a little bit if it would have happened when he first came into the game. But this happened last year. Like, you've been here, done that. There is no way. I can speak from what I would think as a man. I think there's something wrong with your DNA if you decided to let somebody grope on you no matter where you went. But I can't really speak on that a whole lot because I'm not a man. But for his wife, from his wife's standpoint, there is no way as a woman, a few things, that I could stand there and even if he didn't react, I would not allow that to happen to my husband and be okay with him. And then what's the conversation that you have when you go home? Like, I don't know if I could be married to somebody like that because I would lose respect for you. And it's almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you would let that happen to you, there's no telling what you would allow to happen to me if that was me. All because you trying to save face and you want to do brownie points and all this and that. So I just feel like it's dumb that everybody's looking at Terry Crews like he's a hero, like he's some savior. Oh, it happened to me too.
So
So
you're
you didn't,
saying
you
that
didn't
Terry Crews is not a hero? He came
know
out and he
him.
told his truth. I got molested, ladies and gentlemen.
Last year, not when you first came into the game, brother. This ain't when you like first went to your very first Hollywood party and somebody did this and you were a young teenager and you don't know what to do. Like, you 10, 12 years old. You are a grown man with grown kids. How do you lead your family after that? Like, how does your wife think
Hmm.
about you leading your family and you have boys? So are you telling your boys just keep it on the hush to keep it pushing?
Keep
Like,
it on the hush. Don't say nothing. Ain't gonna be no talking when that booty hole getting blew out. Oh, my nigga. So, I gotta say, my nigga, my nigga, Terry, what are you doing? My nigga, touched by a white man in front of everybody, including your wife.
mhm.
You ain't pack off on that dude because you don't want to be the angry black man? What is with all of these black people with these coonish tendencies who don't
I agree.
seem like the angry? Well, I don't want to be the angry black person. So you mean to tell me if the motherfucking tiki torch niggas came up to your house
Mm-hmm.
and burned a cross in your lawn, you mean
What?
you wouldn't do something? Because you don't want to seem like the angry black man. You know everybody got cell phones nowadays. Look at that nigger. Look at that nigger right there. He's oh my God, he's shooting at us. You see that? That's an angry black nigger right there. That's where he is. Like, bro, fuck out of here. Ain't no way in hell. Personally, man code states that you pack off on that nigga.
Yeah.
Man code states that you pack off on dude. What
Man told
in
the
your
man.
mind do you feel justifiable to let a grown man
True.
you
True.
in your private parts
I agree.
of your wife?
I agree.
I'm trying to figure it out.
I can't understand that. There's no part of me that could understand. I just cannot. As a woman, how do you make that okay for your husband? Like, I just want to know, what was the conversation? They had to have some type of conversation about, like, why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you do anything? Like, and if they didn't, that means that then the code of the core of who she is, something is wrong with that. If you allow that to happen to your husband, word, something is wrong with it.
Well, I think the conversation that they had in the car was, "It's okay, baby. At least we got that paper."
And are you willing to give, like, your self-respect for a paycheck just to live comfortable?
A lot of people are. I mean, now Terry Crews had not came out and said anything disparaging against black people. However, he has severe coonish tendencies. Like, I don't think that this is the first time that this has happened. Like, let's go. First of all, Terry Crews was grown when he got into Hollywood. That's first of all. He played professional ball for like the LA Rams for a couple years. So dude was already grown when he came in to the Hollywood side of the game. So that's first and foremost. Second of all,
Okay.
you a 6'4" or 5", big, bald head, dark skin, muscle bound, He-Man, black ass Masters of the Universe looking dude. You think that some random white Hollywood executive is just going to come up to you and feel comfortable? Like, I don't know if too many white people would feel comfortable coming up to a muscle-bound black dude who looked like he could just throw you know what I'm saying, to the next county.
Right.
Just walk up to you and grab your dick. And that ain't the first time that's gonna happen. That ain't the first time that's happened. Like, I'm seriously wondering, and we know the casting couch is real. The casting couch is very real. If you want this paper in Hollywood, you gonna suck, or you gonna fuck, or you get fucked.
Ugh.
That goes for men and for women. You know, a lot of them white Hollywood executives, they swing both ways.
True.
They like the men and the women.
And you know what I'm wondering? It's like, it's crazy about how much it seems like people saying all of a sudden this stuff is going on. No, this stuff been happening for years. And I wonder what is the breakdown of what's happening in Hollywood for them to turn on their own people. You know what I mean?
What was the question?
Like, what's the breakdown in Hollywood that's making them turn on their own people?
Well, I mean, Hollywood is one of those places where it's every man for themselves if you're not a Hollywood executive.
Mm-hmm.
So there is really no loyalty among Hollywood. I didn't see no actors union, you know, or I don't know, some sort of group where people can come together and share their experiences in Hollywood. You know, hi,
seems like there's a
name's
post.
Terry Crews, and I was fucked in the ass in order to get into Hollywood.
You and
Hi,
so there.
Terry. You know, like them, like them NAA meetings. My name's Fred, and I'm addicted to crack. Hi, Fred. Don't worry, there's a no judgment zone here.
Right.
But, you know, your boy on some other stuff because we have seen him do a lot of gay stuff. I ain't gonna say suspect gay stuff. A lot of gay stuff in Hollywood. His first major role in Next Friday was Damon,
Yeah,
who just got out of jail and clearly like boy pussy.
I agree.
Then you seen him with the Expendables, 1, 2, 3. One of them premieres where dude had on this sweater and he looked normal, and then all of a sudden he takes off this sweater and he's got a bra on. What are you wearing a bra as a grown man? And then you flexing all in front of these white men while people laughing at you, bruh. Are you that desperate for money that you would be willing to sell your soul? Which he probably sold it when he first got in. That's the way I feel about it. And then, not to mention his wife. Let's get on his wife.
Yeah, man.
Use a trifling heifer. You know you's a trifling heifer if you, as a woman, would allow your man not to do anything to another man who touched you sexually, like
I agree.
consequences or not. Like
I,
I was telling, you know, him, I was like, hey, if you move in them type of circles, well, let's just say if I moved in them type of circles, because this is the way I think. You know, obviously Terry Crews doesn't think that way. But if I'm moving in Hollywood and I already know this society's racist, and then when you get into Hollywood, it's real racist and real gay. So you as a black person, you might have to pack off on somebody. I ain't saying that you got to beat the dude down to a bloody pulp or whatever. You know, we ain't trying to catch no assault charges. But you should have the bail money in the car at all times.
yeah,
There should be bail money in the car or bail money at the house. Bye, y'all.
I agree.
Money.
And she already know what it is as soon as it happens. You ain't even got to tell her. She just
Exactly.
moves.
If you pack off on dude, she should already know that I need to get the bail money. I'll even go to the
I agree.
station to turn myself in. Hey, I packed off on that dude. He touched me. But where's your self-respect?
As a woman. And how do you stay? I mean, I've met some people, I will say this. I've met some people where I've had conversations with them like this before. And they say, you know, I've invested too much time and I've invested too many years. Ain't no point in leaving, you know, because I've been here for so long. But I'm like, okay, but you gonna stay, but then what? You know what I mean? Like your self-respect as a woman, who you are as a woman. Like, how do you put that on the shelf because you've been with somebody 10 or more years? You know what I mean? If that makes any sense.
I mean, that makes sense. But at the same time, you know, that kind of says a lot about her because, I mean, we have already seen Terry's suspect behavior. And I understand, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do on
Yep.
even a coon side of the game. You know, I gotta do what I gotta do so I can get this paper. But your wife should have seen that a long time ago. I know if I was a woman and I seen my husband on the red carpet with a bra on,
Mm-hmm.
one of these white men, all of the cameras and everything, you the only dude out here like this, I'll be like, dude, what was that? Oh, what do you mean, what was that? Bro, you had a whole bra on. Why? And it was probably one of her bras. Nigga, what? I knew I was missing a bra. What the nigga? Huh? The hell is this shit? The hell? Nigga. She should have known a long time ago what he was about. And she probably does know. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's told her that he had to do some strange things for a piece of change. She know what it is. So if you're willing to stay in that type of relationship with that type of man,
Mm-hmm.
that says that you and him are the same if you're going to tolerate that type of mess. So basically, you're teaching your kids and future black generations that it's okay to sell my soul or my whole for a little paper.
Yeah,
It's unacceptable. It is unacceptable.
I agree.
I feel like that white dude from How High. Stand up for your rights. Move on out. Move on out. Nigga, stand up for yourself. What is your problem? Is that good? Like, I know Terry is not that talented of a brother. I get it. He can only play, you know, basically comedic roles and action roles. Even on Everybody Hates Chris, he was the comedic, hard-working father. Besides that, and hold a huge, belt-fed machine gun, like what else can he really do? He's not that talented.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I would have to say with
Mm-hmm.
him versus Kevin Hart, Kevin Hart is not that talented as an actor either. But
It seems like he typically plays the same roles over and over again. And it's no shade to Kevin Hart because I think he knows where he is as an actor and he embraces that as an actor. So at least, I mean, you can kind of say, at least he doesn't necessarily try to push the boundaries or something that he knows he can't do. If he's basically selling the picture of what Hollywood bought him for. Does that
right.
make sense?
Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
he's going to stay in that platform because that's where his momentum is, and then that's what's making him money. On top of he does grab a hold to like all the younger actors like Divine and Facebook and
That's
people
true.
people like that YouTube, and he does push them out. So that's extra revenue as well because whatever they get a percentage of, it comes back to them. So I think he played it smart. He played it safe.
And
But he's
he
not that.
and he is smart because he knows that he has to exploit this avenue. That's really the only avenue that Kevin has. And despite the fact that I really don't think that he's all that funny, I don't like that he plays the same roles over and over again. You can't be mad at dude getting his paper.
Mm,
And I'm not sure. Has Kevin put on a dress? I think he has.
I think it's like once or twice.
Once or twice. But other than that, you don't see him doing no suspect gay stuff. Now, we know he not gay because he's just over there piping his side chick.
Yeah, man, getting caught in the back of the car. And
Everybody, oh no, Kevin, he got a side piece. I'm like, so? I
and
got a side piece in
he's not
Hollywood.
supposed to have one. Like this man was notorious for cheating on his first wife.
I know damn well
And with the,
you're sucking up my Wi-Fi. Hold up, bro. I'm in the middle of the podcast, so y'all niggas need to be quiet. Hello?
yeah,
Yeah, that's these loud niggas around the corner, Tony and Demetrius.
oh yeah, to me,
That's why I had to shut the doors. I'm like, look, I'm in the middle of a podcast and y'all niggas is too loud. So,
this was like we're going to a quick intermission. I'm sure you'll edit this out.
I might leave that in there. Hell, it was just over half a second. But anyways, if you ain't got nothing else to say about Terry,
Yeah, that's it.
that's
What was your next topic, brother?
Tyrese.
Tyrese.
Tyrese, that's
Into my-
what more do you want from me? I'm up to $13,500. Bro,
No more eternity.
Man, your boy
Yeah,
been on a whole new level. Another one of them dudes who mama must have raised them by themselves because Tyrese is nothing but an attention-seeking whore. That's all it is. Tyrese is an attention whore, and he does stuff so he could feel validated. And it's making him look stupid. And he's continuing with the shit with the Michael Blackson stuff, but I guess we'll touch on that in a moment. But you know what? I was watching the Vlad TV interview with D. Ray Davis like yesterday, day before yesterday. Tyrese is a good friend of D. Ray. So you know how originally we thought he only had a Benihana's and a Starbucks?
Mm-hmm.
He got more than that. Got a Benihana's in the house, a Starbucks, a
Hibachi.
Gator, and a whole bunch of other fragganackle bullshit that I can't remember right now.
And the hibachi that's in the backyard. Don't forget that.
Well, that's the Benihana's that's in the house.
Okay.
And, no, hold up. He got a Benihana's, Starbucks. He got a movie theater. Cleaners in the backyard. Then he got something else in the backyard, which I'm pretty sure is not occurring any residual income for him.
That's my only problem with it. If you're gonna have it back there, I mean, you're just paying them money to make coffee that you can make yourself. If you really want Starbucks, go to the store, buy you a bag of Starbucks coffee, and make it at home. Like it's not, and it's like I've said before, it's not like people can come up and come to your house and they can dine at your hibachi grill, or they can come to your house and make you order a couple cups of Starbucks coffee. No, dumb nigga, this is just for you. Like, you're not making any profit off of it.
Well, he's got a wife, too. You know, I'm pretty sure she likes Starbucks coffee.
I did. I mean, she got her own job, so she don't really need Tyrese's money. She's very successful on her own.
Oh, does she? What is she doing? I ain't really heard of her.
If I'm not mistaken, I want to make sure I got it right.
Right, pull up the fact.
The knowledge of good and evil on here. Hold on.
Right. The knowledge of that Starbucks. My nigga, if you like Starbucks, it's cool. If you like Starbucks, it's cool. Personally, I prefer Panera, St. Louis Bread Company, but all of you other people who don't live in St. Louis, it's Panera. What's St. Louis Bread Company? I don't know what did it. It's Panera, folks. Panera Bread. Personally, I prefer Panera over Starbucks, but that's cool. My nigga. Mm-hmm. But take the Rick Ross approach. You know what Rick Ross did? My nigga invested in a gang of Wingstops. A gang of Wing. That nigga owned a chain of Wingstops. That's how you do it. Rick Ross Wingstop, he invested in that shit. I give him that. I will 100% give him that. And then the nigga think he's slick when he was at the BET Awards, the VMAs, whatever the hell it was, when he was taking that picture, I think, with Luke and DJ Khaled and all them. That nigga had the foam Wingstop cup in his hand with the Wingstop logo facing out. Bling! Wingstop. Endorsed by Rick Ross. Support me now. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, so just to give you the update on Tyrese's wife. Tyrese's wife has a master's degree in social work. She's a New Jersey native. Her name is Samantha Lee. She's a New Jersey native. And she has a master's degree from the University of Georgia. She put her education to work on serious issues like fighting sex and human trafficking and counseling inmates. She's also handled cases for the Division of Family and Children Services. She lives comfortably on the healthy salary. She makes 6 figures.
Nice. That's what's up.
So, that's how I'm like, she don't really need Tyrese's money, but according to him, the nigga ain't got money. So he's allegedly.
I mean, he probably don't have money because you spending your money on bullshit.
That is correct. You spending your money on all this stuff that it ain't bringing you no business. But he also had his own personal van thing. I was watching the episode because he gave one to Vin Diesel. Let me see, Tyrese car. He has like a custom car company or something.
Oh, does he? Right.
If I'm not, it's about these custom vans that he made.
Okay.
And then he gave one to Vin Diesel. Yeah, he gave one to Vin Diesel a few years ago. And I forgot the show that I saw it on, but that mug was dope. Like the inside, it was dope, and it was expensive. But it's like, other than that, dude, then what?
So it's like a Sprinter van, like one of the Mercedes Sprinter vans, the big ones that you travel in. Not the regular vans, but the ones that the expensive rich people can afford. The ones with the leather interior and the captain's chairs and the heated everything and, wood grain and the everything. It's one of them type of deals. Can't be one of them poor people vans. But that must not be incurring no interest if he begging for money. And then he lied on Will and Jada. Stop. Why you lying on Will and Jada? And then you gonna get online and brag about Will and Jada giving you even after you said they told claims, even after he claims they told him not to go online, and he did it anyway. I want to thank my friends, Will and Jada. They sent me $2 million to help out with my legal fees. I'm so thankful to them. So not only did you lie on them, you lied on them twice. Because them niggas told you supposedly not to go online, and you went online anyway. And one of they PR people came out and said that we did not give a dime to Tyrese. So you lying.
Yep.
And then you on TV fronting like you got it all together, trying to give all this relationship advice with this so-called black queen. And I don't know if she black. Didn't that nigga get dragged for that? Oh, I got me a black queen. And everybody like, where?
Black who?
His wife. Ain't she supposed to be black? He claimed that's his black queen.
Let's take a look. I know she's from New Jersey. Let's see. That's funny. The only thing they got her nationality listed as is American. Like, she's not.
So she white. So basically he married a white girl.
Nationality. Let's go to it's funny. The only thing that they have her listed as is American. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, which means she's probably white. Or if she's not white, she's probably like Meghan Markle from Suits.
Hold on. So they trying to say that her ethnicity, according to Empire Book, EmpireBBK.com, they said, see, Tyrese called her a black queen, but she's mixed. They said she's black, Jamaican, and Ecuadorian.
Ecuadorian. Gotta be more than that, because she don't look
no
type of Jamaican. And Ecuadorians are black. They brown people.
And I don't think that's necessarily accurate, because if that was the case, she will be a little bit darker than that, right? Or am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping. She might be mixed. Can't necessarily consider her a, quote, black queen. It's kind of like Meghan Markle, from Suits. She's engaged to Prince Harry.
Okay.
Crown Prince of England, whatever the fuck that's worth. She's mixed. Her mom is black, and her dad is white,
Okay.
and if you look at her, you can't tell she has no type of black blood in her, like dominant black blood anyway, because she looked white. When I seen her on Suits the first time, you could look at her and be like, oh, that's a white girl. You know, I was thinking that's a pretty white girl. And then
Okay.
when she started dating Prince Harry, or
Hmm.
what the fuck his name is, then it came out that she had a black mother and she mixed. So basically, she act like she really ain't want nobody to know that her mom was black. But when you start to move in them type of circles,
They're going to find out.
the white folk is gonna let you know that you a nigga.
You know,
He
you know,
let Quarles handle it. I feel that, my nigga. I feel that. Where'd you find that at? On Facebook?
Amazon.
Amazon.
You know, Amazon got everything. You know, you damn near buy a house from Amazon.
Man, I'm gonna do that. Like Amazon, what kind of houses you got in St. Louis?
They sell food and everything else. You can almost buy a house on Amazon.
Man, speaking of Amazon, before we get back on your boy Tyrese, you know they got that new shit where the motherfucker come in your house, set packages inside.
Yes, I will not be signing up for that.
I seen that. I was like, so you gonna steal my shit out of my house? Is that what you gonna do, Amazon?
Right.
No, you got that big ass truck, Amazon. I'm gonna come home, the house gonna be empty. Oh, your package was delivered. It's gonna be one package, and the house gonna be empty. You like, I'm getting on Amazon. I'm writing a review. Amazon came in my house, dropped the package, stole
Right.
shit. Sin.
Mm-mm. Now they got it to where like they take a package, they take a picture of the package at your house and they send it to you via Amazon and on your cell phone. They send you a picture to your email and they send it to Amazon. Like you go to your Amazon account and you see the picture sitting outside your house. I was like, okay, when did they start doing this?
Couple weeks ago or couple months ago, something. It's recent. I know it's recent. They just started.
Because we get some from Amazon at least once a month.
At least once a month.
Yeah.
The boy Tyrese, he on some nonsense, bro. Like, what is the purpose of you putting all that information on social media? Like, what's the purpose? And then, like people typically do in Hollywood, after they have talked, after they have written so many checks that they but can't cash. Then you want to say, this medication that I was taking, it just made me psychotic and I am now exhausted and I haven't slept in 3 days and, I'm just going to go to the hospital and, get checked in. Like, that's what they do in Hollywood. Kanye West did the same thing, but we ain't going to do that.
Yeah, but Tyrese is a little bit different. Ain't nothing wrong with Tyrese. That was just a PR move.
So prescribed the new medication that made Tim psychotic.
Hey.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a PR move, whatever. We know your ass getting crazy. And then, it was that whole thing. I don't know if you heard, he had a joke with Michael Blackston because Michael Blackston was clowning him online. And he had Michael Blackston in the crib, tied up and carrying on. And he was like live broadcasting or something. Yeah, I got this nigga Mike. I'm tired of nigga making fun of me. Police came nigga house and everything. And
Wow.
security had to tell the police, like, hey, it's a joke. Don't worry about it. Ain't nobody getting kidnapped. It's just a joke. And then something like they went to some little famous restaurant in L.A. where all the paparazzi gonna know you be at. Still trying to act it out like him and Michael Blackston was still in this whole like kidnapped relationship type of deal. But I just feel your boy is just an attention whore, man. Like,
Who is I?
who raised you? I
Yeah.
want to know. Who raised you? You had to been raised by a hood rat mama who had
Mm,
type of niggas running in and out of the house, bruh. Because no grown man be trying to seek attention on social media and online. And my nigga, if you having problems with your custody of your daughter going online, talking about your issues does not make it any better. Like, do you think people are supposed to have sympathy for you? Now, mind you, $13,000 a month is a lot of money.
yes, it is.
As many movies as Tyrese has been in, he should have a nice nest egg. He did Baby Boy. Nigga did, I don't know how many Fast and the Furious, about 6 of them joints.
Don't forget Transformers.
Yep, did Transformers, blockbusters. Baby Boy was a blockbuster. You know, Fast
Transformers.
and Furious, blase, blase. So where is your nest egg at, bruh? Like, how come you don't have no money? Or is he lying, saying that he don't have no money, trying to get the courts to lower that child support payment?
Nah, because after he put that stunt out about crying and stuff like that, now the baby mama that went and filed for full custody and wanted him to have a psych review.
Mm,
A evaluation after that.
mm. I just want my baby Shayla.
Mm-hmm.
$13,000 a month. What more do you want from me? I'm doing
Come on.
everything I can. Am I doing something wrong? Sit your ass down. God damn it, sit your ass down.
He will be in 2 months.
Tyrese just don't understand. The more he talks,
Mm-hmm.
the deeper he digs himself. Like, Roman
The more-
Pierce is the perfect role for Tyrese because
Yeah.
exactly how he act in real life. You know, Roman Pierce on the Fast and the Furious movie, how he always talking, he always running his mouth. Don't even be talking about nothing. Just one of them niggas who just be talking to be talking
I think
in real life.
the more Tyrese talks, the more he reveals about himself, all the underlying issues and insecurities and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it's just a sad case with our black men. Like, it's sad. It's sad to see, but it's almost like you get to a place where you can't even feel sorry for them because all the opportunities that you've had, what did you squander all this money on? You know what I mean? Like, people like me and you understand the concept of, okay, if I have a lot of money, I gotta be able to put money for here, here, and here. You know, of course you're gonna live a nice lifestyle, but you're not gonna live so far outside of your means to where in 3 months you can't account for no money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just, I don't know, man. I think people like Tyrese, when they get large amounts of money and they get a large amount of fame, they should be required to take some financial classes. And the reason why I say that is because Tyrese paid some poverty. He paid some struggle. And it's almost like black folks sometimes give the people, when we get just a little bit of something, we try to buy all the things that we've never been able to acquire. So then you put yourself right back in the situation that you're in. So
Right.
that's
That makes sense. Your hand is kind of covering the mic there, but I did get what you're saying. You saying that when niggas get rich or niggas get money, they buy all the things that they never had as a child.
I agree. Can you see me okay now?
Yes, yes, I can. So, I mean, I could agree to that. You know, typically,
That was
the nicer
dumb decisions
black
they
people look, the broker we are. And the more
that's true.
raggedy white people look, the richer they are.
That's true.
People can be rich as fuck. And you see the way Bill Gates and all them niggas be dressing, they be dressing like some straight bums sometimes.
And you be looking at them like, ain't no way they got money. And they sitting on all of it. Like, Bill Gates I walk outside in a pair of ripped jeans, wrinkled all over the place, an old pair of shoes, a
Man,
dirty. He just sold in a baseball cap, and they're like, okay, and he owned everything.
That's true. That reminds me of I was working in church, Winsville First Baptist, some years
Mhm.
ago, and we were standing around talking to one of the members down there. He was one of the members that got played, clean up the church or whatever. He was talking, and he said one Sunday this old man comes in, walks in the church. Nothing fancy. He don't have on no suit. He just basically got on bib overalls, like a little regular flannel shirt or something, some old work boots. He looked like an old country farmer, for real.
Mm-hmm.
So he worshiped there. He goes to this church like one time. He, gets his little worship on, and they make the, closing announcements and all this, that, and the third. And you know how most churches be like, well, does anybody have any more announcements before he closes out? Dude stands up and walks to the front of the congregation. Now, mind you, this is a big church. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
So dude gets up and walks to the front of the congregation just as nice. And he introduces himself. He's like, hi, my name is so-and-so. I forget what his name was. It's not important. But he basically like, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I'm the richest man in Wentzville. And one of you spoke to me. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Just a regular looking, average country, old looking white dude was the richest in Wentzville. I'm the richest man in Wentzville, and none of you spoke to me when I walked into this church. You all should be ashamed.
Yep. Makes sense.
Bro, black people show how much wealth they have.
I agree.
Things, the clothes. Just like I was at the Delmar station working, and that's when them two are niggas, grown men in their 30s, probably in their 40s, arguing about who outfit costs more. Who outfit was more real. Man, nigga, I got on these Balenciagas, whatever the fuck they had. Nigga, I got on these. Now I got on this shirt. Nigga, this shirt cost $200. Nigga, I got all this. Nigga, look these shoes. Nigga, look these shoes. And these arguing, two black individuals straight arguing about who outfit costs more.
Something that ain't even.
Yeah. See that? Because I was talking to the homie. He be up there selling chips and sodas for his non-for-profit. So I was up there chopping up with him. He was standing right there. I'm like, hey, man, you see that? These niggas. He like, man, it's sad. Arguing over who outfit costs more. That's a damn shame.
Like, that's what we are as a community. And that's the face and the presentation that we set forth as a community.
Yeah, that's what we do. And I can't say all of us are like that, but most of us are like that. We think that Whitey Locks is just going to steal our money, so we need to hurry up and spend it before Whitey Locks gets it.
Yep.
Nigga, let me go buy this a car that I can't afford. Let me go buy this brand new Challenger that I know I can't afford. Let me go get this house that I can't afford.
Mm-hmm.
And even the ones who do have nice things and have good jobs are basically living beyond their means.
I agree.
Because they constantly buying stuff. I was talking to somebody, and somebody they knew had like a flat screen TV in every room, 3 nice cars, but both of them work 2 jobs just so they can afford that bullshit. So how are you really enjoying the fruits of your labor, and you and your wife both work 2 jobs to afford this lifestyle that you live in. My mom works for G. It's people who make $60,000, $70,000 a year and got mad credit card debt because they black folk.
Mm-mm.
There's some white folk living beyond their means too, but we ain't talking about them. Talking about the black folk. And I'm like, my nigga, do you know how long I have been broke? I'm not gonna say poor. I'm not poor. You know how long I've been broke, my nigga? All my life.
Mm-hmm.
A little $11 job is cool, but it don't put no serious extra cash in my pocket. How can you make all of this money
Mm-hmm.
and not spend it wisely? Or at least
Try-
invest? You know why Colin Kaepernick can continue to do what he does?
Mm-hmm.
Colin Kaepernick has money in the bank and he has businesses. I don't know what they are. I don't know what his businesses are. But I know that Colin Kaepernick has residual income coming outside of the league. How long has it been? 6, 8 months, 9 months since he
Yep.
played an NFL game. Last year, I think, was the last time he played an NFL game.
Yep.
But yet he still continues to give to charity. He still continues to donate his time. Why? Because he eating outside the league. And I know we
Yep.
ain't even really scheduled to talk about this, but while we on the subject, the
Mm-hmm.
cowgirls. Master
Yeah,
Jerry
that's the thing.
told you niggers, not niggas, niggers,
Negroes. N-A-E.
niggers. We going back to the old terms, niggers.
Oh, okay.
Niggers gonna stand for this national anthem, or you gonna sit on that bench.
Mm-hmm.
And what did they do? They all stood up. Homeboy tried to be slick, tried to put the fist up in the air after he stood up for the national anthem. And Terry said, "You're fired."
Yep.
That nigga say, "Hello, Donald Trump? This Jerry Jones. Yeah. Yeah, hey, can I use your catchphrase? All right, cool. Nigga, you fired. Nigga, you thought you was slick. You should have just went ahead and taken the whole knee, my nigga, if that was the case. But you wanted to be slick. You wanted to stand up tall. And then at the very end, ooh, all right, Malcolm X, get your ass out of here.
Yeah, pretty much gave him the boot.
Yeah, get,
Say,
which, I mean, I don't think he had the right to do that, but I don't know if dude's fighting the case either. You knew that you should have just kneeled, brother. But again, these players and most of the NFL players, most professional sports players come from impoverished neighborhoods.
yeah, I agree.
And again,
And is
like you say, when niggas get a little bit of money, they want to spend it all. And then you think just because you making millions of dollars in the NFL that you should not have a hustle outside of the league.
mm-hmm.
My nigga, I work for Whitey Locks, people. I am here to tell you, hand to God, I work
Mm-hmm.
for Whitey Locks. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm working for Whitey Locks forever? No,
Nope. Can't. You can't.
you can't.
You cannot.
Nigga, that's why I'm working on landscaping business, and once I grow that, I'm gonna pass that off to a young black man and put him in a position to win, and then I'm gonna jump into something else. I ain't gonna tell you what it is, cause you niggas might fuck around and hate on me and steal my idea. How niggas do. Oh, that's a good idea. Let me write that down. Mhm. You know, that's how niggas do, man. And I mean niggas as in general people. They just want to write it down. That's a good idea. But take that and da 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 da.
Okay.
A lot of people ain't got no originality. They really don't.
Especially,
So if they see you with an idea, they'll try to capitalize off of your idea.
I agree. I agree.
Oh, okay, right on. So I'm not gonna do that, but I know that if I did not have my own business, I still have to have a hustle outside of the white man's job.
I agree.
Because you never know when Whitey Lock's gonna decide to let you go. I mean, and you don't have to have a whole business. You just have to have something that's gonna earn you passive income.
True.
You need something that's gonna put some money in your pocket when you not there.
True.
Get you a couple of apartment buildings. So buy a store with an ATM. An ATM will give you passive income. You don't have to run it, especially if you play in the league, nigga. You don't have to run it.
True. Very true.
You could just get the money off of it. Hey, how much do you need? And I ain't saying like, you talking about no hoodwink, no half doing stuff. I'm talking about if you know somebody close to you who has a serious plan, be like, look, bro, I got this money. I want to invest in you. What's up? What do you need? What's the plan? And if they can lay out the plan to you, boom, 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 boom. And then like, okay, if I give you this money, I know you're going to turn around and you're going to flip it.
True.
Like Gucci Mane's wife. Gucci went to jail. He gave Keisha $1 million before he went in, and she brought him 10 when he came out.
Yes, she did.
Because he knew that he could trust her. And I mean, that's a lot. I mean, I'm pretty sure $1 million to Gucci Mane ain't shit, because I'm pretty sure niggas had millions and millions and millions of dollars. But still, if you trust somebody with might quite possibly be your last $1 million, that's a thorough chick. She flipped it on her own, and when he got out, she like, here, babe, here go the bag.
Yep. Do nothing but marry her.
Exactly. And then, she was holding him down. They was doing the same type of workout regimen. They was talking on the phone all day. She was working out with him, and he got his life together, and she helped him and all this, that, and the third. But
Yeah, she was
she is. That's what I'm talking about. You can give your money to somebody who can actually flip your money. You don't necessarily have to touch the money.
true.
And obviously, if I'm playing in the league, then I ain't thinking about running no businesses like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I have that type of capital,
True.
I need to put people in positions to win. Because that's one thing we say we don't have is capital. Even though black people do have a lot of capital, we spend $1.3 trillion a year. Well, 1 or 1.3, it fluctuates, but let's just say $1 trillion.
Right.
If you took half that, invested in black business, what is that, 500 billion?
Still, and think about how much that would help the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's more than enough money to share and be able to do something and us prosper as a people. But unfortunately, we have a lot of people that are so focused on let's do us. Like, they got that ain't my problem. That's them. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, if I figured out how to get it, you need to figure it out. That type of mentality. It's sad, but it's true.
Right. But see, the thing about it is, White folk don't think like that. And like I said, I was watching that little Trump documentary.
Yep.
It was very good. I don't like Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't like Trump. I ain't voting for the nigga. Hillary either. I just had to throw that disclaimer in there for motherfuckers be like, oh, you a Trump supporter. You supposed to be pro-black and you a Trump supporter. Shut the fuck up. That's my disclaimers in there. But one thing you can say about the Trump family, they get their money.
You can learn a lot from your enemy.
Because the grandfather, Friedrich, he was a barber or something. He came over here and he cut hair for a little while. And then he moved all the way to like Washington. So he moved from like New York to Washington, started a restaurant or a hotel. And when that started to die down, he took the money from that and moved and put that into something else. And he did open up like another little restaurant, bar, whatever, or, you know, something, another little business. And when the money from that started to slow down, or people from these little mining towns, you know, that was back when the gold rush was going on. So people, when these little mining towns would start to dry up, he would take that money from that and put it in the next venture. The dude, the nigga Trump granddaddy was so cold. This nigga literally took his hotel, raft, and sailed it down the river.
Wow.
Straight up.
Wow.
And it actually fell apart. It fell apart because there was a bunch of, waves and stuff in the river. His little hotel fell apart.
Mhm.
You know what he did? He got all of that lumber out of the river and put his hotel back together in another spot.
Wow.
Flipping his money. And then Trump Daddy had that little bit of money, and he used that with his political influences and his friends, and he grew more money. And I mean, hell, Donald Trump himself, he ain't the greatest businessman, but he moved his family's empire from Queens to Manhattan.
Yes.
And that was when, like, Manhattan was just starting to come back up, because, Manhattan used to be rough as fuck. Times Square, all of that used to be like the OK Corral. It used to be rough before the white people cleaned it up. I seen that on a documentary somewhere. Times Square used to be rough. All that Manhattan area, that was not prime real estate until white people decided that they wanted to move back over there. Because New York was first starting to get built around, Trump's grandfather's time, and then, so on and so forth. And so he moved, so his grandfather set the empire over there in Queens, and then Donald Trump moved from Queens to Manhattan. And he had the foresight, regardless of how you feel about the dude, the nigga had the foresight to move from Queens to Manhattan, where Trump Tower stands today.
Yep.
Say what you want about the dude, he not the greatest businessman, but he
It worked.
the worst either. You know what I mean? It is what it is, my nigga. It is what it is. How long we been on this? An hour and 3 minutes. Hey, all right, we making good time, aren't we?
That's what's up. Did you want to still discuss those other topics?
Let me see. I guess we can discuss the Kim situation.
Yeah, brother.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and it ain't just with her. For those of you who don't know, Kim is my ex-girlfriend. Estranged. I have seen a trend among women who constantly shoot themselves in the foot because they say they want one thing,
All right.
But when the rubber meets the road, they go in a whole totally different direction.
I agree.
Like you make poor decisions,
Mhm.
then you want to blame others for your poor decisions.
Yep.
Try to put a square peg into a round hole. And with my situation, she was talking about some like, oh, it's too hard and I can't do this and I need you here. Now, mind you, we're 2 hours apart. I bet y'all thinking like 2 hours, that ain't shit. It ain't 2 hours.
Mhm.
And we had only been back together for 2 weeks and you already knew what it was. When we had got back together, we had this conversation 2 years ago. I'm not moving from St. Louis. St. Louis is where my roots are at. This is where I'm starting a business. I told her 2 years ago. Again, we're talking about foresight. I had the foresight to tell her that I was going to start a business. At that time, I didn't know exactly what it was, but I knew that I wanted to start a business. And I told her, I'm going to start my business here. This is where the church is at. The church is in the community. We're doing community programs. This is where my heart is at.
Right.
Activism here in St. Louis.
Right.
If we move, you're gonna have to move with me because I have too much going on.
That.
I can't just pick up and leave.
Mhm.
Especially as a young black man. Do you know how important it is for these kids, these black kids, to see a young black man? Pants not sagging, hair stays cut, clean, not dirty, not on the bullshit. Do you know how important it is for kids to see that? Because it's not a whole lot of examples out here. And they see in the neighborhood, hey, what's up, Mr. Day? What's going on? Blah, 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 blah. What you doing? You know what I mean?
Yep.
I told you I had this going on 2 years ago. It hasn't changed. It ain't changed. I'm not leaving. I can't leave. This is too important to me. This activism right here with this community is too important for me to leave.
It's kind of detrimental. If it would be detrimental if you did. I think it's like you explained the situation two years prior to. So coming into this relationship, you knew that hey, he's not going to go anywhere. And when you came back into the relationship knowing this, you accepted that fact. Don't get into the relationship be like, oh, I want you here. What if I get at the house here? Blah, 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 blah. My thing is, first of all, my personal feeling as a man, I don't think there's nothing wrong with a woman securing a foundation, depending on the circumstances. But I do feel as a man, that's something that he should do. So why would he be comfortable with doing something? Because it's almost like this isn't something we did together. This is just something you want me to move into. We discussed it 2 years prior to. So we shouldn't even be having this conversation right now. Because you knew coming into this, just like other moving, you knew the circumstances, you knew the terms and conditions of a relationship. So when we decided to come back into that, you chose to accept it. So then why would you then get into the relationship and say, oh, well, I don't want to do this, and this wrong with me. And it really isn't a distance. It's 2 freaking hours away.
Right. I mean, I don't have a car. Well, I'm not going to say that. I have cars. I don't have a license because of dumb shit that I've done, which I'm currently working on getting back in order. But she got a valid driver's license, and she was talking about buying a car within the next couple of weeks. So it would be nothing for you to come down here. That's a day trip. And then you work 3 days on and 3 days off, so you can easily drive down here, you and your daughter, and we could have been cool, and we could have kicked it, and it wouldn't have been an issue. I mean, like, it's 2 hours, and we just hooked back up. Like, we just hooked back up. What's the problem? I know a brother
Mm-hmm.
who has a couple of girlfriends in Africa. Shout out to brother Metu. Brother Metu Hotep Jalo. He's the brother who put together the Socially Conscious St. Louis podcast graphics. He's also the brother who did the graphics for my Morlon's business logo. Man, shout out, brother.
Yeah.
And I was chopping it up with him when I was discussing the ideas for the logo of what I wanted to do for the podcast. And he was telling me how he's got a few girlfriends in Africa and he's planning on moving over there and he supports them and everybody cool. So I'm like, well, damn, if this man can have 2, 3 women,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure the exact number, but if this man can have women in Africa and
Mm-hmm.
okay with having this long distance relationship,
Mm-hmm.
they already know that he's planning on moving over there probably next year, to kind of stay for good. I mean, I think he'll come back to the States to do business, but as far
Right.
as like living, he'll be living somewhere over in Africa. These women are okay with that. And they on a whole nother continent. If you can't hold on and you 2 hours away and we've only been together for 2 weeks, like I asked her, if you can't handle this, what are you going to do long term? And I
Mm-hmm.
long term as in long term we're going to be apart. I just meant long term as in every relationship is going to have some problems long term that you'll
Right.
have to deal with. So if you can't deal with this one minor situation, then what you gonna do when it gets really hard? Like my nigga, what's good? And then for someone, and this is what gets me,
Mm-hmm.
our females, for someone who claims that I'm so happy we're back together, I thought
Yep.
I lost you for good. You the best man I've ever had, which I know that. You don't have to tell me that. But the reassurance is nice. I like for my women to tell me how I make them feel. So I
Right.
have a clear understanding of where we at, which I will probably already know. But the reaffirmation comes from you speaking that into existence.
Mm-hmm.
If you say that you missed me and I'm the best man and you want to get married to me and all this so other stuff, well, you damn sure don't act like it.
Mm-hmm.
You started tripping just out of nowhere. Just started tripping on the same bullshit that you've been on.
Mm-hmm.
Act like it, which is why I say women always say, well, I want a man to do 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z.
Yep.
Fine. I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that at all. I have no problem with that. If that's what you want, shoot for the stars, because I feel that everybody should be able to get everything that they deserve out of this world.
I agree.
But have you set yourself up to receive that type of blessing from the universe? Really, have you, I mean, even your financial situation, your personal situation, you within yourself, is your spirit right here
Mm-hmm.
that even prepared to receive that type of man? Because the universe can send you that type of dude, and then you gonna find some fault with the nigga because you're not right.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
Want to blame us. You always want to blame dudes for the poor decisions that you make. Don't blame me. That's you. You did that. Like I say,
Mm-hmm.
not the problem in the situation. Any of the times, I did what I was supposed to do. I came up with a plan, and trust me, I'm an alpha male. Ain't no beta male shit right here. I came up with a plan. I am a man's man. I came up with a plan. This is what we gonna do. Now, this is the first time.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we gonna do. Now, mind you, I was in a little situation, family. My hours got cut. I was facing eviction. You know what I mean? And there were some things that I had to take care of before we end up hooking up as far as living together. But the plan was in place. I'm like, yeah, she already knew that. I'm like, look, I'm finna get evicted. I'm gonna stay over here for a couple months. I'm gonna get my little situation together. You stack your money, get you a car. I'm gonna stack my money. I got an entire house.
Yep.
I have an entire house in storage.
Mm-hmm.
So only thing you have to do is just move down with the stuff you and your daughter can pack in the car and leave
Yep.
the rest. Because I got everything else, and then we'll just have to get your daughter a bed and, you know, a little set when she comes down here.
Right.
It went so far as to looking at apartments because I had certain criteria I needed. And basically,
Yep.
my only criteria is something that's relatively close to the highway, relatively close to some restaurants, and relatively close to the church and the community, because the church is literally right smack dab in the center of the community. That is where we run our after-school programs and our summer programs from, out of one of our church buildings. It's actually an old school building. So I'm looking at apartments, floor plans, blueprints. I'm like, look, I seen this apartment over here, this, like this. This has 2-bedroom. This has an in-house wash and dryer. This one don't. This one's this price. This one's this price. And I'm sending it to it. Boom, 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 boom. How you like this? How you like this? This is what I found. Do you like this? And then the plan was for us to like come down, because I'm like, okay, well, out of the apartments that we liked, narrow down to about 2 or 3 apartment complexes that you like. I already like it because I sent it to you. So just, you know, when you get ready, you'll come down here, you know, for a few days, and, you know,
Right.
we'll go, you know, fill out some applications and look at some of these apartments, and then we could do it like that. So when we're ready, all you have to do is just move down here. I can get the apartment together. You send me the rest of the money that I need to get the apartment. I'll have everything furnished and ready to go by the time you and your daughter move down here. But she shot herself in the foot. And here we are, 2 years later.
Now, how did she shoot? How did she shoot us in the foot, Dave?
Because she just went sideways, just like, I don't know if this is gonna work, and da-da-da-da-da, and I need some time. Time for what? Well, maybe we need to slow down for what? You wasn't talking about slowing down when you was with me at that time. You see what I'm saying? When I'm, you know, laying it down, you ain't talking about slowing it down, so what's the big issue? And then my thing is, I actually passed up what would have been a better opportunity because I was in a relationship. And for all you motherfuckers who say dude cheat, all of us don't cheat. If I have to cheat, then it's just time for me to leave.
Right.
Because I respect my relationship. Even now, just me being out and about, my job sends me women all the time. My place of business, my job, one in where I encounter a lot of people. I see a lot of beautiful black women. Some of them young, some of them old, some of them ratchet, some of them not. But I see a lot of beautiful black women, and there'd be a lot of females be trying to get at me. And I explain this to her because I want you to know how desirable your man is in case you decide to fuck up. let's just keep it real. It's a lot of females be trying to get at me. Maybe it's because I got a job. Maybe it's because I look good. I ain't no sexy, flexy ass nigga. I think I look pretty decent. Hell, I had this woman call me Big Sexy the other day. I was like, what? Big Sexy? What? Excuse me, huh? I was over there minding my business. She talking about some, hey, Big Sexy. I heard her, but I ignored her. Now, me and Kim were still together. I heard her, but I ignored her because I wasn't sure if she was exactly talking to me. Now, there wasn't nobody else around, but I wasn't necessarily sure if she was talking to me. She like, excuse me.
You could have been on the phone.
I did. She's like, excuse me. Yes, Big Sexy. And then she asked me something. She asked me if I smoke cigarettes, and I was like, no, I don't smoke cigarettes. But females be trying to get at me. And I told her I can have all these females. I chose you. I got back with you. Even when we was together, it still be females be trying to get at me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I know, I got me a good man, but you don't act like it. And I'm not mad, I'm not mad. I was never mad. Disappointed the first time. Now it's just kind of one of those things to where, yeah, I seen that coming. Next. And back to the other gal, I wanted her so bad. Like, I have probably never met somebody who that sexual chemistry was just so thick you could cut it with a knife and serve it on a plate. I'm talking about a bad red bone, and I typically don't even attract lighter women. Typically, I like the chocolate, double chocolate, dark chocolate sisters that look like they came from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Girl had some long, pretty hair, decent little boobie, had a fat ass, everything, woo-wop.
Mm-hmm.
And they was like, oh, Dave, you're going to be training so-and-so how to do restroom. I was like, y'all trying to set me up for failure.
Yeah, I know when you worked at one job, yeah.
Yeah, you need me to move, Doc? All right. Yeah. Man, she was bad. And had her like 2 little jobs, had a little full-time, had a part-time, just had like a little daughter or something a couple months ago. And knew I had a gal. She knew I was with Kim because I'll be straight on the phone and I'll be talking to Kim on my way into work. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, babe. Yeah, I'm at work. Yeah, I'm gonna call you later, babe. All right. Love you too. Bye. She be right there looking at me. Just like this. She be right there looking at me. Yeah, all right, babe. I love you too. All right. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Knew I had a gal and was still choosing up on me. And we working together. I'm training her on how to do restrooms, which you don't really need training on how to clean no toilets, but she needed showing around the building. And conversation was good, sexual chemistry was off the chain. Like, I probably could have fucked in one of the bathrooms if I wanted to. And I did want to. I really wanted to. But I was with Kim. So despite my natural urges as a man, I resisted that. Only to break up with Kim 2 weeks later, and then old Gail got fired on a humbug. And here we are in this same situation. You back in, and you say that you got all these women trying to holler at me, and you want to snatch me up because I'm such a good man and all this, that, and the third, and everything's going good, and in typical Kim fashion, you know how the roller coasters go up? They go up, they go up. Then the motherfucker go down. Then they start going this way. That's how me and Kim be cool. Kim be going up. Then it'd be like going down and then sideways, and you'd be like, what the hell happened?
Well, what is going on?
What is going on? And these are the things that women do that, you know, not necessarily pisses me off, but it makes me, how should I say, call into question who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because you say you want that, but you don't act like it. You don't work towards the things that you want.
Mm-hmm.
You are an author. You can't just say, oh, I want to be an author, and you ain't worked towards even writing out a rough draft. I mean, even
Yeah.
for the book, nigga, you got to write a rough draft. You study your craft. You got to do something.
You came up with a concept.
Huh?
I
What you
said, ain't
say?
even came up with. I said, ain't even came up with a concept for
You
a
ain't
book.
come up with a concept. You can't be no rapper if you don't. Take that back. You can't be a good rapper if you
Right.
don't practice your craft. You can't be no good rapper if you don't practice your craft. Now, as we uh Lil Bo Peep, whatever the hell his name was, just overdosed from Xanax or something the other week, and I say,
Was it the white boy?
the white boy, congratulations, my nigga. I hope the rest of y'all ugly motherfuckers died too.
Oh, dang,
All
David.
you whack rappers, all the whack rappers. I hope all the whack rappers just die. Just let the good rappers come back.
Oh Lord.
Rappers at. These little drugged out teenage rappers, and then people be talking about some they music changed the world. Where?
No.
I ain't even heard this because they was like Lil Peep. What his name? Lil Peep. Lil Peep died. His music changed the world. I'm like, who the hell is Lil Peep?
I had no idea who he was.
I haven't even seen him being posted on none of the young homies pages. I ain't even never heard the young homies talk about no Lil Peep. Well, Lil Peep died from an overdose. Oh, good for you, nigga. Congratulations. The world is much better off.
Not that you start clapping.
Nigga, the world is much better off with you
I
being.
thought he was good. I had never heard of him.
The only people that's gonna grieve for you is your mama.
Yeah.
The only niggas that's gonna grieve for you because you's a nobody and probably never would have been famous anyways. But you know how they give these whack rappers a platform.
Uh-huh.
It's really sad, my nigga. But you can't say you want that type of relationship and you haven't prepared yourself for that type of relationship. You ain't set up your heart, your mind. You still carrying bags from the last relationship. You still want to hold on to what the last dude did. Or what that nigga did. And then even worse, because you
Mm-hmm.
align your chakras. I know y'all can't see that. Got the little chakra dude. Your chakras, because you have not aligned your chakras, you keep attracting the same raggedy dudes over and over again.
It's like it's like I say, when it comes to Kim, it's one of those things where it's like you cannot hold out for the struggle. Like you can't struggle long enough to sustain anything. You cannot. It's like I look at Kim and I be like, man, what did you have to lose? You are already in and so not necessarily the worst, but you are already in like a destitute state. So it's like, what did you have to lose by being patient?
Nothing.
I still feel like Kim, and this is my personal opinion. She may get mad, but this is true. I feel like Kim wanted the Captain Save-A-Ho. I feel like Kim wanted somebody to swoop in with all this money, all these gifts, because she felt like I think she really feels like that's what she deserved to have. I feel like Kim mental state is she's tired of having to struggle and having to work extra hard in order to
Oh, you
just.
cool. I'll move. I will go to another classroom. You cool. You good, Becky? I'm listening to you. I'm just finna move to another classroom. Hold on, I'm listening to you.
You're fine.
Sorry, folks,
But
I had to move the broadcast here.
right.
I'm interrupting these black men's progresses. I don't want to
Is
interrupt
that the mixer?
progresses. Hey, Tony, did you talk to your people?
We are.
I am tired of me. When I got for the holiday.
All right, cool. Cool. You good. Yeah, my
This is going to you're gonna have to edit this out.
We are moving the podcast. Hey, all right. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. And we're back. All right. Yes, my nigga. What was you saying about Kim?
I feel like Kim is I really feel like she wanted to tap to save her. I feel like Kim is really at a place where she feels like she's tired of having to struggle or she's tired of having to work extra hard just to end up in the same place. So I think she really wanted a man to swoop in, pick her up, and oh, you don't have to do this and that, and I'll get you a place, I'll buy you a car. I really felt like Kim wanted to tap and save her. And I do believe that she's in a place where she feels like she's tired of working so hard just to end up in the same state. But she don't realize that it's her fault that she's still in the same state. It's always, oh, my circumstances are this, my circumstances are that. But my thing is, what is it about you that allows you to stay stuck? And you'll recognize it for a hot second, but then it gets uncomfortable because then it requires you to change. So when that happens, you get scared and you get that fight or flight mentality of, oh, that I can't do that. That's too scary for me. So you keep yourself someplace. That's my opinion. And I do think that Kim is the opportunity.
Could be, man. That could be, Say that she wants all these things, but again, you haven't really set yourself up to receive those type of blessings because you keep shooting yourself in the foot. And it's like Namala stay. You 40 and you homeless.
Man, that girl got like 55 different names. Nobody got time for that.
You 40 and you homeless. Why are you 40 and homeless?
Like, how did that happen?
Like, that don't make no sense. Why are you 40 and homeless? And I mean, don't get me wrong, stuff happens. I get it, stuff happens, but if you had been transparent from Jump Street, maybe we would not have this problem. It's no different than old what's her name, that little crazy girl who used to come try to talk to me at my Metrolink station. Always try to talk to me, and clearly I wasn't interested. But some people don't know how to take the hint. And okay, whatever. You know what I mean? You can't take the hint, all right, whatever. So, we was having that conversation. It was me and a dude and her, and we was talking about the decisions that women make. Because everybody always wants to have the discussions of men and their actions and their poor decisions, but nobody ever wants to discuss women and their poor decisions because society has made women infallible. Women can cry rape, even though they didn't get raped, and they not even gonna get your due process. They just gonna lock you up. No proof. None. He raped me, you gonna lock him behind bars. He touched me, you gonna lock him behind bars. He hit me, lock him behind bars. But what did you do to that man? Like that video with Whoopi and The View. was the only one on the panel who was strong enough and smart enough to say that putting your hands on a man is wrong. If you put your hands on a man and he put his hands on you back, you cannot get mad. I think you saw a video of the dude at McDonald's. I think you seen that video. It was the dude at McDonald's and the girl was calling him all type of bitch. You bitch, bitch ass nigga. You a bitch, you a bitch, you a bitch. And dude reached over. Well, I'm talking about that nigga crossed another nigga to reach out to her and touch her and whap across that face. When old Gail spit on that bus driver, you going to jail now. Finish him. Yeah, man. That hoe right off the bus.
I agree.
Hands to yourself, but society is set up in a way where women are infallible. So women feel like they can get away with murder because they can.
Yeah.
So old Gail got mad because me and old boy was talking about the poor decisions that women make, and she opened up a pack of instant ghetto. Now I know y'all have little packs of instant oatmeal, how you just rip it open, put it in a bowl, and add some hot water. Well, if you take a pack of instant ghetto, open that up, pour it, add hot water. I'm talking about this chick went from 0 to 100 real quick. No. The men, we gonna talk about the men. Let me tell you what you men do. Hold up. We're not talking about what men do right now, baby. We talking about what the women do. You women make poor decisions. You want to try to fit a square peg into a round hole and then get mad when it doesn't work.
I agree.
You knew he wasn't shit, and this is exactly how I broke it down to her. You knew he wasn't shit when you messed with him, but you decided to mess with him anyway because you thought that you could change him. And I'll do you one better. He told you he was a dog. He told you, if you with me, I will ruin your life. I'm trying to save you the hurt and pain of being with me. And it's one thing, you can say whatever you want to say, but if you stand in your truth, right, wrong, good, bad, and different, can't nobody take that away from you. So if you stand in your truth and homeboy tell you he a dog and you decided to mess with him anyway, now you had a baby with the nigga, now you mad because he ain't shit. She couldn't say nothing. She was speechless.
I agree.
She looked dumbfounded. I didn't even know that was her story. But apparently it was her story because I'm talking about she was speechless. She was, I gotta go. I bet you do. I'm talking about there was no bus in sight. I think she was going to catch that westbound Page bus from Wellston. There was no bus in sight. Bus didn't come for 20 minutes, but because I shut her down, she had to leave.
Oh, yeah, all of a sudden she had to go. It was time to roll.
Wasn't no bus in sight. I gotta go. I bet you do. And that's the type of shit I'm talking about. But see, you need somebody to call you on your bullshit. And I knew she was crazy when she first started talking to me because her conversation with me was how she don't want her daughter touching birds because she might catch the avian flu or something. I was like,
well,
basically, like, okay, if you're trying to strike up a conversation with me, that's clearly not the way to do it. So,
yeah, like
okay. And then, she tried every time after that and every time until I had to give her a bit of bad news, and I hadn't seen her since until that one day I seen her at Forest Park. I was coming on lunch. I was coming from to go back to my station, and she was to a bus driver, and I wanted to say something. I wanted to, bruh, don't holler. She crazy, bro. I'm telling you, she crazy. But I didn't want to seem like I was player hating. I didn't want to seem like I was cock blocking, so I let it go.
Oh, like, don't know it.
But I wanted to say something. That nigga like, hey, bro. Like Dave
My
Chappelle.
family's here.
Nigga.
My family.
You be like, hey, nigga, don't do that, nigga. That's 5 to 10.
But then you know what?
Don't mess with her, nigga. She crazy. She crazy, my nigga. Don't mess with her.
And see, the crazy thing is, like, if you would have did that, it depends on who the guy is. They might have thought, like, you was trying to be a hater. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like, they possibly would have took it as you trying to be a hater.
Automatically off tops. A dude is going to consider you a hater and cock blocking if you say that. Automatically. That's why.
I warned him, bro.
Yeah, that's why I ain't say nothing. But, you know, she ain't hollering at me, so that's cool. I have no problem with that. So, what do you think about this Cynthia G situation?
I couldn't listen to that much of that video. Like, I just feel like it was so annoying. Like, I legit, it was like 3 seconds, and I had to turn it off because I was so irritated by her voice. I will say this. I don't think it was nothing wrong with what Corey Holcomb had to say, because it's just like I said, like, it's sad where, you know, we women, we so busy trying to defend our position sometimes that we can't even recognize when somebody's trying to give us a compliment. He was so busy focusing on the fact that he was saying, like, hey, you shouldn't wear makeup or you shouldn't wear as much makeup because your natural beauty is enough. She was just focused on the fact that he took the comment as negative instead of focusing on what he was really saying. I do think that he does wear a lot of makeup. Me personally, I don't wear, like, now, I'm barefoot. I have on no makeup at all. You know what I mean? But, like, if I'm going out and stepping out or something like that, then yeah. But it's not so much makeup to where you cannot see who I am. Like, I'm not unnoticeable. Like, I'm not a transformer, as I call them.
Transformers.
I'm not a cake. I'm not, you know, like that one guy said, shout out to 5150 group, chat room goons, but like that one guy said,
5150 chat room goons, what up, motherfucker?
like, it's not a situation. It's not a situation where it's so much makeup to the point where you wipe the makeup off and you look completely different.
Ooh. On the thriller side of the game.
For real. So yeah, I think it was just stupid. I think it was idiotic. And I think Homegirl got some insecurities for real. But it's like, I also feel like she's an opportunist. I feel like she came for Corey because she knew that he was probably going to say something about her on his show. And then she's going to view that as an opportunity. And the fact you're like, oh, well, if he says something to me, if he says something about me, I'm going to sue him. So that really tells where your mind is just as a black woman. I feel like black people keep black issues in-house. I don't feel like, you know, we run and support every 2.5 seconds. It's just my opinion. But it just shows me the mentality of the person that she is. I feel sorry for her kids.
If she has kids. I don't even know if she has kids. I don't think she does. Because Cynthia G actually comes from the Boyce Watkins platform. So that's initially got her start on the Boyce Watkins platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess she occurred enough following to boost her own page. And I mean, like, I really haven't listened to the chick in like years. Ain't really checking for her. To be honest, I never listened to her stuff, you know,
Not even
partially because her voice is like super
it's the one. It is the one.
annoying. But, you know, you can't be mad at the fact that someone says that you wear a mask when your makeup is clearly there to hide your insecurities. See, makeup is to make you look better. It's to enhance, I don't want to say look better, it's to enhance your natural beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty women don't need a lot of makeup. Like some females don't need makeup at all. But you can still just put on a little bit of dab here, some eyeshadow, you know what I'm saying? Maybe put a little eyeliner on. And they straight. You know, I know some females just put on some eyeshadow and some eyeliner and some lip gloss and can walk out the house and go to the club.
Mm.
Or go to dinner or just go out for a night on the town. But when hold on, I think I got some visual aids here. When your makeup look like a box of Crayola, when you got to go in the crayon marker box and take your stuff off and all right, now I need another color. Now let me get another color out the box to make my
Because Mac is the fourth on the word.
when your makeup look like a box of Crayola markers and crayons,
Just
what's makeup on?
when the women, Lord, please give me strength. I hate this kid. Anyway,
Acting up again.
man, always like it never fails.
Diego, get in this podcast, nigga.
Man, oh help me.
For those of you who don't know,
So-
Diego is Rebecca's super annoying cat. He is
Over the eye.
bed several times and he never learns.
You see him?
Yeah, he over in the corner.
Yeah, hiding. Allegedly.
Nigga like Puss in Boots.
But he was on top of the counter because he's in there. His cat food is not good enough stage. So now he wants to try to, instead of knocking over the trash can, there's a box that sits next to it. So he jumped on top of the box to kind of poke his head to the trash can. Yeah, I hate this stuff. Now, Cynthia, people like Cynthia G, I would never understand, and maybe I'm not supposed to. You know what I mean? Because I do agree that you don't have to have on so much makeup. Like it's women who put on makeup every single day, and I'm like, but what is that doing for your skin? Like, I seen this video of this girl. She really had a really bad skin issue. She had cystic acne, like it was bad. I mean, huge all over her jaw, her forehead, her chin, like it was everywhere. And like you couldn't even tell that she had any of these issues because of all the makeup that she put on her face. And then when she took it off, I was like, all right then. But those are people who are insecure. But like that makeup, like it clogs up your pores after a certain time. You have to give your skin a break. I don't feel like it's fair that women that all this makeup and really get mad when they roll over in the morning, they husband don't know who they are. I just don't feel like it's fair. You look like a whole different person. Or the chick that wears the eyebrows, like they do the eyebrow makeup, but they wear it all the way down here.
Oh.
That earns my nerve. Like your hair doesn't even grow all the way down here. So why is it you have two extended eyebrows?
Man, that's them thriller chicks. 'Cause this is thriller. Look like Thriller.
Right.
Yo, man, look like Thriller chick. What is you doing? What is you doing? Stop.
No reason at all. Just
If
look a hot
if
mess.
your makeup look like drywall spackle,
That's the problem.
too much makeup on.
Like, you don't even need to wash your face. You could just come in and peel it off, and it all just starts peeling.
Oh, nigga, if you gotta take a brick trowel to apply makeup to your face,
Bruh.
if you gotta go down to Home Depot and get you a paintbrush to apply
That's the
makeup
problem.
on your face.
That's the problem.
Niggas be going to niggas be going to Porter Paints. Oh yes, I would like this color and makeup, please.
Mhm. And that's
then
why
what's up with the women who wear the extravagant colors?
what you mean?
They be wearing them lime green, high yellow, blue, and you be like, chick, that don't even look good.
And it don't match what you got on.
Man, my goodness, like, you got that spackle on your face, you got that Joker face. If your makeup look like the Joker and Harley Quinn from Batman, you might have too much makeup on.
That was the problem. Like any
If your face looks like Homie the Clown, you might have too much makeup on. And we know Homie don't play that.
you stupid. Or they put that makeup on and then they put on the shirt and the shirt wipes off at least half of their face.
Ooh, my nigga. If I hug you and I see a brown spot right here on my shirt, you might have too much makeup on. Makeup is a beauty enhancer.
I agree.
Well, it's intended to be a beauty enhancer, but I have seen quite a few women with makeup on, and they'll be bad. Be like, damn, she bad. Oh man, I get on that. And then when you see the before fit, you be like, ugh. It be like a vampire seeing the light. You see that before picture, you be like, you be like, oh, that makeup. Ah.
You stupid.
So I guess we going on 2 hours, man. So let's close it out with your situation that happened to you at the store.
So I went to the grocery store like I always do, and I'm walking out, and this white lady just decides to start yelling out. I heard her yelling out nigger gal, but I didn't know who she was talking to at first. And mind you, my car is vibrating, so I have to walk past it. She was like, you nigger gal. She called out for, the color jacket that I had on. And I looked and she said, yeah, you nigger gal, come put my bags in my car.
Hmm?
And another black girl was just like, you know how black folks, they hear something, they stand in the back to see what's going to happen. You know how they go. So I said, oh, okay. So I had a little talk with her, whatever. I didn't, curse around or nothing like that. But I told her, I said, basically, you need to be lucky that you met somebody like me. Because if you'd have met the old me, I would have slapped the skin off her.
Hey, your hands covering the mic.
No, it's not. My mic is right. The mic. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My bad.
For the family.
I told her, I said, if you'd have met the old me would have slapped the skin up off of her. I said, my whole thing is, I said, how do you feel? Like, I just don't understand the whole point of you just point out, like, even, let's just say that you were born in a time period of when racism was like the thing, or like being openly racist was the thing. You're in 2017. There's no moral code about you that would change. Like, and then the fact that her husband got out the car, our husband, like, basically grabbed her and he apologized. He was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you need to take us somewhere, because I'm about to forget who y'all are, and I'm about to forget that they got cameras in this parking lot. Like, And he was like, I'm so sorry, man, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, you don't be sorry. You chose to marry her. That was a conscious choice. You knew she was like that when you married her. And then he telling her, and he putting her in the car like, you can't do that. We're not in Galveston, Texas anymore. And I'm like, now I've heard stories here and there about Galveston. People, like some black folks saying, don't, I mean, this is as of recently, last year, I knew a black family that went down there and they was like, yeah, don't go, it's racist. They don't like black folks. They don't like this. They don't like that, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, even still, like, racism has always been around. Prejudice has always been around. But for whatever reason, people felt like as soon as Trump won, and I'm not saying it's Trump's fault, but I am saying like people felt like as soon as Trump won, they could just be openly racist. And it doesn't, like there's no consequences for that. I had the black girl that was standing there told me that I should have ignored her, and I shouldn't have said nothing to her because she was my elder. Lady looked like she was about 43, 44, 45 years old. And I'm like, at this point, I can give a damn less about an elder. We have a failure to communicate.
So the white woman looked like she was about 45.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really not older. I mean, you 33, 45, that's like, what, 12 years?
Exactly. And the girl's like, oh, well, you should have just ignored her and kept walking. And I said, that's what's wrong with black folks now. We sit here and we ignore stuff to keep a little job or to keep a little position because we don't want to be another statistic and we don't want to cause no trouble.
No. What you supposed to do, goddamn, you supposed to put that sand down and you supposed to soft shoot. Oh, yeah, yes, sir. I pushed the in the car for you. You know that's what you was supposed to do, Becky.
Man, apparently so. I supposed to be like,
yes, I pushed them groceries in the car for you. Want me to do a little dig for you? Oh, yes, sir. I don't work here, but I ace to please. You know you're supposed to come, Rebecca.
Apparently that's what I was supposed to do. And she felt like I was wrong for saying something to her. And I said, my thing is, what's wrong with black folks now? We so busy just taking whatever. We want to keep a good job. We want to keep a good position. And we don't want to stand up for ourselves. And I'm like, my thing is this, as a community and as a person, how do you push down your integrity and self-respect just to be okay with somebody calling you a nigger to your face? Like, how do you move past that and not address it? Like, how do you push everything that you know about who you are and your self-respect and just keep walking like it don't even matter to you? And I had a guy tell me that me addressing her means that I'm as mentally handicapped as she is. And I'm like, okay, so in your opinion, what would you have done? He said, I would have just recognized that she was crazy and went on about my day. What do you think, David?
Hey, I love that face you made. That nigga's like, nigga, that face look like you just ate some chitlins for the first time.
Bro. How do you it just makes me sad for our community. That's all I can say. It makes me sad. But I'm tired of seeing these racist white folks out here. People at my job saying, oh, well, because you're sitting tall with your hands folded on the table, you are exuding hostile and negative behavior. Not because I said anything. And I had to clarify with the guy. I said, so whoa. I said, just so we can be clear, you're saying that because I'm sitting tall with my hands folded on the desk, I said, not anything that I have said, not anything that I have personally done, or any type of faces that I made injustice, but just me sitting tall with my hands folded on the desk is exuding hostile and negative behavior. Would that be accurate? He said, absolutely. I said, that has got to be the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. I said, but I just wanted to make sure that we're clear. Anytime you speak up against something that somebody's doing, and unfortunately, the leadership is white people, and every time that you speak up against them, it's a problem. Every
Okay.
time you speak up against them, it does. And I knew that it was going. Me speaking up against some things that I had saw, I knew that it was going to put a target on my back. 1,000% knew it. I knew it. I was ready for it. But I will say that was a new one. To say that I'm hostile and negative because I'm sitting in the chair, never thought that I would have ever heard that. So I
Man,
guess
look,
like I
anytime you
told
deal, I would say, I'm sorry, anytime you deal with white people, if you have confidence in your abilities, you're considered uppity. Like when I was working out at the Mercy Hospital, you know, I've been doing floor care for over 10 years. So I can strip a floor, I can wax it, I can scrub it, I can clean carpet, I can clean upholstery, and I'm bad ass at it. White dude asked me, he's like, "Oh, that looks good. How long you been doing this?" About 10 years, you know, give or take. Oh, okay. Next thing I know, this motherfucker at the office telling them that I'm hostile. What is they like? I don't like listen to authority, and because I come in and, you know, be cracking jokes. This is what I do. I crack jokes. So, you know, when my homie took over the supervisor position out there, I would come in and we just be cracking jokes, be like, cause this the way dude talk. Shout out to Harry Collins, man. That's my dude. See you, bro. Nigga be like, you see, what we gonna do? That's how the nigga talk. He gonna be like, so I'll come in and imitate Harry, be like, okay, you see what we gonna do, Harry? We're gonna put you on the 6th floor on the strip project. Donnie, you just keep doing what you doing. And then the white dude, man, white dude straight felt some type of way about it. And then next thing I know, Harry pulling me to the side like, "Man, you gotta chill out, bro. Man, what you doing?" I'm like, "Man, I ain't doing nothing," which he didn't know. I don't blame him. He didn't know. I'm like, "Man, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just doing my job." He's like, "Man, you gotta just chill out, man." And I told him, I'm like, "Bro, why I gotta walk on eggshells for these simple ass motherfuckers?" He's like,
yeah.
"Just do it for me, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? Keep it down a little bit." I'd be like, "All right, fine. Whatever." But the little white dude was so insecure about whatever the hell he was insecure about, he got me removed from that account on some bullshit. But I tell you, karma's a bitch. Ancestors are real. Homeboy end up losing his house, and he ended up killing himself.
No, that's bad.
Shit, no, it ain't. I'm glad that motherfucker dead. What was his name? I don't even know what the hell his name was. I'll remember it sooner or later. But you white nigga that snitched on me, fuck you. I'm glad you dead, nigga. Fuck
Oh my
you.
God.
That's what you get for snitching on me on some bullshit, nigga. When they told me that, I laughed my ass off, boy. I was like, that nigga dead. And then he was low-key gay, too. You know, he was a low-key homo, and that interfered with his Christian values. And after he lost that house and, you know, his gayness interfering with his Christian values, he killed himself. I was like, oh, well, Jay, that's what his name was, Jay. They was like, sad. I'd be like, no, it ain't. Fuck that punk-ass motherfucker. He snitched on me, lying on me, talking about some, I did this, and this. And I'm like, man, I ain't never do that. But that's how white people act, though. It's just like when I was at the motherfucking casino. You know how nasty casinos be.
Yeah, buddy. Don't miss it.
Right. So, again, my expertise in 10 years of cleaning and floor experience, because don't get me wrong, cleaning toilets is cleaning toilets, but cleaning industrial is a little bit more. It's a little bit more detailed it's a little bit more nastier. So whereas at home you might not wipe under your toilet bowl all the time. Anytime you clean a public toilet, you see what I'm saying? You gotta wipe the toilet seat, all on the back of the toilet, all the side, all under the toilet, you know what I mean? Especially with them casino folk on Friday too. Them niggas get to overeating on them crab legs, and the next thing I know, they in the bathroom tearing some shit up. Sound like machine guns. You be like, damn, boy, them crab legs, so they used to get mad at me. But my bathroom stayed clean though. My bathroom stay clean. My bathroom stay clean because I know how to clean. I know that sometimes you gotta add some stuff to make your area clean. So it's just like there's this product, and it's this liquid, and it's for like asphalt, like tar, you know, used to get up gum, but it's this liquid and it has this real nice like citrus orange smell to it. But it's really good for like if you was to put it in your carpet machine, like if you got a driveway and you constantly tracking like tar and stuff in your house, it would be good to use that to break up some of the tar and some of that black grease out of your carpet. So I used to take a little of that and put it in my mop water because I've used it before I even came to the casino. So I would put a little bit in my mop water because that would help get my floor clean. And I would mop my floor with a string mop. The white folk want you to use the damn Swiffer mop. You got to use this Swiffer.
That's not gonna work.
Now the Swiffer cleans, you know how white people always swear that this shit is just as good as that other shit that you was using? This cleans just as good as that string mop. I'm like, no it don't. Again, I am a floor care professional. I know it's gonna get the floor clean. So one, they was mad at me for using the string mop, and two, they was mad at me for using that shit. But my bathroom would be the cleanest, and they'd be sitting there wondering, like, well, how's your bathroom clean? Because I know what the fuck I'm doing. And then when I got fired, the black lead, his name was Charlie. He was cool. Oh, Charlie was a big time coon. Charlie was a big time coon. Shout out to Charlie, dog. You coon motherfucker. Sambo ass nigga. He was a coon. He stole my idea when I got fired and brought it to the white folk. Like, hey, I bring you this idea. I was going for it, so my homeboy Craig was like, hey man, tell me why they got us using string mops now. I'd be like, I know. Because the Swiffer ain't gonna do nothing to get that surface clean. So you already know how white people act. And back to your situation, you know, especially the way they act, and they already think that you a uppity nigga. If you have any type of confidence about yourself, if you speak back to them, they automatically think that you an uppity nigga. And you had the nerve to say that to you and didn't get the denture slapped out of the mouth, says a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Because if that had been that dude who kicked that white supremacist window open, man, you remember that video? That nigga sweet chin music, that nigga shit and busted his window. That white dude was talking mad shit behind that window. You nigger, fuck you, fucking nigger. Nigga mad shit behind that window till homeboy Sweet Chin kicked music that motherfucker and shattered that bitch. And after that, he ain't had nothing to say. Like, come on, what's up? Step out the car.
He's quiet.
That
After
nigga was
that.
crying. No, nigga, come on, bro. Step out the car, nigga. You want to talk all that shit? Step out the car. He ain't want to do it. So, for real, the white woman caught a case. She caught a break. Now, don't get me wrong. You ain't always got to put your hands on white people because you can use your words and make them feel bad. So, I think you did the right thing by talking to the woman and explaining some stuff to her. Like, look, chick, Had this been a few years ago, you would have been jet slapped back to Galveston, Texas.
Mm.
So you better be lucky I'm not that type of person anymore, because you dodged the bullets.
She really did.
And then her husband ain't want that word. That's why, get in the car. But honey, get your ass in the car, baby. You gotta deal with these niggas. Because you ain't gonna stand for that. See, these white supremacists want the soft ass, Sambo, baby doo-doo ass people. The ones like Terry Crews who think that because I retaliate against somebody assaulting me, and let's be clear, that is sexual assault, or cussing me out and calling me all type of niggas and jigaboos and porch monkeys and everything, that we think we just gonna let that shit slide. We not our ancestors.
Nah, we a different breed.
We a whole different breed. But at the same token, you gotta flip that back on the black community. If we were doing what we were supposed to be doing as a community, we wouldn't really have problems like that. Because, oh yeah, sure, somebody might say some racist shit to you in the streets, sure. But somebody gonna say some racist shit to you on your job, or at your church, or where you frequent quite often. You know, you can't go in the Target with your hood up without them niggas following you around the store. And this ain't nothing against Target, but where's the black Target? Where's the black Walmart? But, you know, where, you know what I'm saying? Because if we actually had our stuff together, racism wouldn't be an issue, because we would have the economics to finance us. And that's the problem. See, people think that you need the white man for everything, when you really just need is yourself and your brothers and sisters in your community. But because you're thirsty for that paper, you want that paper right now. You're not thinking about 10 years, 20 years down the line, 40 years for your kids. And don't be wrong, you can get some paper right now. You can get plenty of paper right now, but it's more about setting some stuff up for your kids. Fred Trump, the first Fred Trump, he came over, got some, passed that shit down to his son. The second Fred Trump took that money, put some more money on top of that, and dropped that shit to his son, Donald. And Donald got some money and dropped some shit to his sons and his children.
Generational.
Need to be doing. That's what we have to do. You know why the Chinese don't give a fuck about racism? Because Chinese support other Chinese, Japanese support other Japanese. Asians have the lowest voter turnout rate. Why? Because we have what's called group economics. State practice group economics. I had an umbrella that I found at the Metrolink station that one of the little Asian girls at WashU had accidentally left on the bench. You know, that's Chinese writing on it.
Wow.
It is a umbrella, and it's, you know, it's like one of them little small handheld umbrellas, you know. But the one thing that struck me was the fact that this umbrella had the little Cantonese, Chinese symbols on it. To let you know that this was made by an Asian person. And the umbrella is actually very well made. Like, the umbrella is heavy. For a small umbrella like that, the umbrella is heavy and very well made. I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm like, damn. They even got their own umbrella factory. And that's what we need to be doing, nigga. We need an umbrella factory. Everybody want to be a barber. Everybody wants to be a barber.
True.
And that's nothing against barbers, because I know some barbers who are more than just barbers. they push professional grooming services like the homie Martez Sessions. Shout out to you, brother. I see you. The homie Audrey Pearson shooting for that luxury grooming services. So not only can you get a haircut, you can get a facial, you can get a nice little shave. You know, it's like a whole little men's care thing. So it's not like you just coming in to get your haircut. So they actually trying to expand, and they got the whole like Groom Theory Lounge out there in Florissant. The Groom Theory Lounge, they got this whole team of stylists who push not the hair experience, but the overall experience. You can get your hair cut, you know, you get your little facial, you can do this, and you can do that. So it's a whole overall grooming experience.
That's what's up, though.
Different, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little different than just a nigga on the corner at the barbershop cutting hair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they pushing professional grooming services, and that's cool. If you want to be a barber, that's fine. Take it to the next level. And that's what they did. If you own a restaurant, take your restaurant to the next level. But most of us don't do that. You're satisfied with these, like Tyrese calls, random spoons. You satisfied with these little spoons, these little mom and pop little stores, you know, this little mom and pop soul food restaurant. My nigga. That's
I agree.
But turn your soul food restaurant into a chain or something. Do like Miss Montgomery did with Sweetie Pies. She started with the one little Sweetie Pies on West Florissant.
Yep.
She worked at Sweetie Pies for some years, and then she opened up the one on Mangrove, and then she opened up the one over there at Del Mar and Grand, the upper crust, and I think that's the reason why she closed the Mangrove location. But anyway, she took the little Sweetie Pies and blew it up.
I agree.
She blew it up. Niggas just, if you want to be a barber, if you want to be a restaurant, take that shit to the next level, man. That's what I'm trying to do with my landscaping business. I'm trying to take this shit to the next level.
It's almost like what everybody else. I said it's almost like what's going to set you apart from everybody else. Like, don't do what everybody else do something different.
Right. Or if you're going to do the same thing, do it better. It's just like when you go on, like, if you go on my page, Moreline St. Louis, Facebook and Instagram, if you look, you'll see the quality of my work. And people ask me what I use, and I'm like, well, I use a push mower and a trimmer. And they'll be like, you lying. And I'll be like, no, I'm dead serious. Because most of my yards are city yards. You understand what I'm saying? Most of the city yards is push mow stuff. You can't really fit a commercial mower in there, or if you can, you know, a commercial mower has such a long breakover angle. A lot of yards you can't, you know what I mean? A lot of yards you can't do that because you'll scalp the yard. So they'll be like, you use a push mower? I'm like, it's not what you use so much, it's how you use it. And if you think that this is what I could do with a push mower and a trimmer, then what you gonna do when I get some serious equipment? And then it's the love. Part of what pushes me, I love to work outside. I love landscaping and lawn care. I'm not concerned about time. It's not about time. It's about getting the job done right. I had a yard where a dude called me, and the yard was literally about 4 or 5 foot tall.
That's almost taller than me.
The yard was tall, and you can look on my page, you can see it. The yard was tall. I went back there, I trimmed it, I raked it. Dude came by, my business partner at the time, mowed it. He came through with the push mower. He mowed it like once, came back, raked it all down again because the grass is still high. You understand what I'm saying? I had to trim it, just so he could come through with the push more. And even with the push more, it's letting out all the extra grass. I had to rake that down too. You see what I'm saying? So I'm raking and raking and raking, boom, and cut that grass like 2 or 3 times. Once he got finished cutting it, I lined the grass up real good, and dude was satisfied. Dude was like, I can't believe that's the same yard. So it's my work ethic and it's my love for my craft that's what sets me apart from everybody else. That's what you got to do, man.
I agree.
So
I agree.
how can the people reach you, Rebecca?
Well, I think I'm not saying. I can be reached on Facebook, name is OnTheFirst. If you have any questions in regards to Runaway from God and book 1, 2, or 3, it is
Take your hand off the mic, sweetie.
I didn't even know my hand was on the mic.
I know it's the annoying thing with the smartphone. You just can't help it.
If you want to reach me on Amazon, again, you can reach me on Facebook, Rebecca Quarles, or you can reach me through my other Facebook page, which is the Runaway from God series. Also, books are available. Runaway from God 1, 2, and 3 is available on Amazon as well as Kindle. And if you have any questions in regards to the book, if you need any type of ghost writing assistance or any type of editorial work, you can reach me at www.creativewritersllc@gmail.com. Now I'm on Instagram.
Awesome. Yes, family, it's been real, man. It's getting ready to be this wrap up for the first ever official socially conscious St. Louis podcast. I'm your host, King David. You can reach me on Instagram at The Overweight Lover. That's the letter D, OVRWEIGHTLVR. Or you can reach me on Facebook at King David Landrum. Not Dave Landrum, but King David Landrum. That's my public profile for the podcast and all of my followers. So with that being said,
Don't forget your YouTube.
peace. Oh, yes, don't forget my YouTube. Check me out on YouTube, King David 314. Or if you really want the link, it's youtube.com/C/King David 314. Check me out on YouTube. I will holler at you guys. Peace.
Be real. Peace.